What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of Chillin' with Jay, man. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back. Man, we back at it on the twin Camero, at least one of them. Convertible top. Finna get ready to change the back brakes. But I figured this video will help somebody out. So, finna get into it right now, man. I got the mechanic here. First off, you're gonna need a jack to raise it up high enough for you to get under there and get it done. See how high the tires is off the ground? That way he can be able to take off both sides at the same time. My brakes are horrible, man. They supposed to have been changed. But I just want to share this video with you guys. Like I said, I want to share this experience for who don't know how to do it. It's a video on showing you how to do it yourself. You don't have to have a drill like that, but my mechanic like to use the drill so it can be quicker. It just makes it faster, but you can also get you a 4-way lug wrench. It works as good. It's just you got to have a little manpower to do it. He got the passenger side off. He's doing the driver's side. Like the power tool is just quick and simple. We getting it done though. Yes sir. That's the driver's side, this the passenger side. And I'm gonna get him to explain this to you guys. I can explain it to you too, but I'm gonna let him explain it and show you at the same time. You don't always have to remove this whole caliper. You could just take these two screws out. Let me show you guys. It's one screw. Let me get the camera, stop being blurry. It's a screw here, and it's a screw down here at the bottom. You could just take those two and unscrew them. But before you unscrew them, you apply pressure to the brake caliper so you could push the brakes back. That'll release them. That way you could pull it off. I'm gonna let him show you. I can explain it to you, but I'm gonna let him show you and explain it to you so you can understand what I'm talking about. That way you don't have to bleed the brakes. That avoids you having to bleed the brakes. You apply pressure in here with a screwdriver and you pull it back. That'll pull the caliper brakes back in, and then you could be able to put the new brakes on.
You got all yours in the rear end now?
These are the tools he used. 12mm ratchet, sockets, and them huge pliers. Alright, I had wanted you to explain them how you do this where you don't have to bleed it.
Well, what you do is you just take the bolt loose here, pull it out, take the pair of pliers and squeeze it back together. It pushes the fluid back into the thing, but you got to take the top of the master cylinder cap loose.
Yep.
So it lets the fluid back out, so it don't fight with pressure, and you just put it back on.
Yes, sir. So that way you don't have to bleed it. That avoids bleeding.
All you got to do is pump the brakes.
So, and you don't have to remove this whole caliper either. A lot of people remove the whole thing, but you could just take the center out with those two bolts, like he said, and remove it.
Well, you really don't even have to do it that way neither.
I was finna say it. Some you can have where you could just take one screw out and flip it up, but this one ain't like that, is it?
I don't think it will. I don't think the brake line will let you do it.
Yeah. Some it all depends on your brake line setup. Cause if your brake line long enough, you could just take one screw out at the top or the bottom and just flip it up or flip it down. But we'll see in a few minutes whether that's the case here.
David. Hey, David, bring me the green channel locks.
Alright, you guys, so he end up having to only take one screw out. He have to take both out, so that works out. What you doing now?
Pushing the piston back on the caliper. So we can put the new shoes on.
And that helps where you don't have to bleed the brakes again.
Yep.
So like I said, you guys, this video is just, if you want to do these things yourself, you can, without having to pay somebody. But today I'm paying somebody else to do it. But if you guys want to do it yourself, go a video schooling you, helping you along the way to do it yourself.
About wore out. Send me the shoes, please. David.
Let me see the old ones. Go to the old one.
See how much more thicker?
That's a big difference. Big difference. So it's just that simple, you guys. Push them back in the way you took the old ones out.
You need to start taking
Got
it on
those
there.
slots. Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. And all you're gonna do on the driver's side is the same thing. You can't mess it up or mix it up unless you just,
It only goes one way.
it only goes one way. Like you take the old ones out and put the new ones in just how you took the old ones out. It's not complicated at all, you guys. You can make it complicated, but it's not complicated. It's basically common sense. Just take your time and have some patience. So right now, the passenger side is done. Just that simple.
I'll give it to you in a second when we finish tightening this up.
I was gonna go grab a wrench.
One screw, old brakes come out, new brakes go in, it's done. If you didn't know, now you know. And you seen it here first on Chillin' with Jay. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. A lot of people on YouTube show you how to fabricate and make something out of something else, but a lot of people don't even show you the simple stuff as changing brakes. I want to bring that content to you guys, show y'all the simple stuff. I was doing the driver's side, but like I said, it's just like the passenger side. Just that simple. Same thing we did on the passenger side, doing on the driver's side. It's no trick to it. The driver's side ain't no different from the passenger side. All you're gonna do is the same thing you did on that side.
You got the big pliers over there?
Yeah.
He's gonna take the big pliers and do the same thing he did on that side.
Yeah, that shoe ain't no good.
Oh yeah.
Brakes?
He had the truck.
Oh.
Like I said, you guys, no different from the driver's side. I mean, passenger side. He got them back on. All he got to do is tighten that one bolt. Like I said, some people, some cars you can have it where you take both screws off. Some you could just take one off. Our case, we was able to just take one off. So you won't know until you start working on your back brakes or front brakes that whether you will know if you got to take the whole thing off or just one bolt. But fortunately for us, we was able to take off one. And that's how you change the back brakes.
Doing one saves you a big headache.
Huh?
I said only doing one of them, one bolt saves you a big headache.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm trying to explain to him. Because when you take off both, you got to make sure it lines up perfect.
Yeah. Voila, all done.
Alright you guys, there it go. Brakes are done. All he got to do is put the tires back on and she's ready to rock out. So the old brakes, dusted and disgusted. So that's done. Getting ready to mount the tires back up, and that's how you change brakes. And another thing, when you use a power tool and a 4-way lug wrench, when you use the 4-way lug wrench, you got to have the car on the ground. You can't have the car in the air, because if you have the car in the air, the tire's just going to spin when you're trying to do it with the 4-way lug. with you doing it with the power tools, you're able to hold the tire and loosen it and unloosen it, but not with a 4-way lug wrench. So I thought I'll share that with you guys. Just remember that 4-way lug wrench, you can't use the jack. You can't jack it up at first. You got to unloosen the tires on the ground.
Remember, those are plastic. They'll break easy.
Oh yeah, and dealing with a plastic center cap, always remember you got to do it with a power tool or with a 4-way lug wrench, very slow, because those are plastic, those are break. But the ones behind these, they metal, so you can go ham on them, you can go extra. But with the plastic ones, don't go too crazy, because if you go crazy, you're gonna need a new one. You're gonna have to buy a whole new set. You can't just buy one, you have to buy all 4. So that's something else to look out for. But like I said, you guys, the brakes are done, the back brakes are done, and thankfully on the Camero, for me, the back brakes and the front brakes are the same. So the same way that he just did the back brakes on this Camero this year, the front brakes is the same. You'll do it identical. But she dirty, boy. She need a bath.